I'm here in these moments to share with you a message of hope. But before I begin to share with you this message of hope, oh my gosh, I just looked like the QAnon shaman. Take that out of your mind. Before I begin to speak with you of this message of hope, I need to remind us all that hope is the little sister of worry. Hope is the one that hasn't been around long enough to know that without doing anything, something might work. Hope never does anything to help its cause. It just sits there and says, everything's gonna be okay. Whereas worry, hope's older sister, has been caught up in the combine and understands that everything's going to be awful if they don't do something about it. Yet they choose not to do something about it, and they just feel the pain. They just feel the pain. Hi, baby. She says hi. K-Force. Oh, bring it to me, baby. We've got an Etsy channel set up. And look, if you go onto the Etsy channel, you can get this K-Force, whatever the fuck this thing is. Is it a gun? Oh my God, we can't be selling weaponry on the internet. Get this behind me, foul beast. I don't want to encourage. What?
It's got to be a gift that got put away and never got wrapped.
It's a good gift.
So that'll be
I'm talking about hope and worry right now. I can't bring guns into this situation. So you see, worry just knows that it's going to happen, whichever way it goes. If they don't do anything about it, if it doesn't do anything about it. Yeah, like with me, 50-50 shot. I'll always get it wrong. So that's the way hope sees it. Worry sees it that way. Hope is still up in the 100%, 99th percentile of everything's gonna work out. So I bring up hope and worry, and let's not forget serendipity. Serendipity, when you find something you didn't even know you were looking for. I hear all this stuff about staunch Republicans, like there's no swaying them. But you know what? It seems that if you let them go in their own way, they can. My dad, look, I'm wearing this jacket. Got the fist of power there, that represents him. And I made the trek to Punxsutawney. He didn't, but I did. And he was a traveling man. Drove all over this nation, down to the south, across to the west, even to the east, and to fish Canada, where it's the best. But growing up as a kid in the household, without knowing the phrase, but having heard it, it's a good explanation. He was a staunch Republican. And growing up, him seeing things that way, I don't know, doesn't every kid do this? But I would be a 12-year-old kid watching the way things were going around me. I'm like understanding them to a certain degree, enough to question them. Why? And I didn't have anything of my own that I was trying to spout out. I didn't know anything about anything. And he was a staunch Republican. But as I grew older, I got to know him better and better, and the quarantine finally fucking secured it. But it was long before that. He changed his political party as the Secretary of State from Republican to Democrat. You think that people can't fucking change? Didn't even have to push it. Sometimes you just gotta let it go. The problem is everybody's got everything forced on them so much they don't know which way to go. Look, I bought this hat for him for Christmas once. And then you get to know him as you get older and older and older, and knowing that there'd be no getting the man into therapy. You just need to be able to talk to him. And I watched him change, and I realized it was going to be a lifelong a job, venture, excursion. It was some sort of struggle, but quietly and observantly. Would he keep thinking the way he was? And in the end of it all, I was surprised, without me ever pushing it, he turned in his own way. He was a joker in his own way. As it turns out, I may be his perfect son. I remember he loved me. Then he turned against me, because I had different ideas, but I didn't push him on him. And eventually he came around, not even to agree with my ideas. He had his own. I would never argue them. They weren't wrong. It was just stuff I hadn't thought about before. And in his own way, he died peacefully, with some of the others wondering, why is he doing that? It's possibly because of this hat that I got for him. It's made of sheepskin. And I can smell his baldness in it. It's different than mine. He understood, I think, that to not be a sheep, one merely needs to wear the skin of a sheep. In that way, they don't have to accept. He doesn't have to accept himself as part of them. We are segregating the notion of humanity now.